Welcome back to the John Mendola Show on WILK. 10:12 in the morning. We're talking Abington Heights Powerlifting. Claude Welcome with us and some of the student athletes with us as well. Claude, you gave some great introductions, and you mentioned Arla Davis earlier. She is a senior, and you're going to miss her, I'm sure, when she moves on to the next level, huh?
Oh, I'm sure I am. Arla, even though I was a captain, I call her the team mother. She's like the mother of everybody. She takes care of them. You know, when we go on trips and have to stay overnight in hotels, you know how kids are with keys. She keeps the keys and makes sure nobody loses them. Make sure everybody's on time. Notifies everybody to be where they're supposed to be. She's more than a captain or a leader. Mother's Day's coming up, and I guess it's a good time to recognize her on our team.
Yeah, awesome. Well, let's welcome in Arla Davis here in the John Mendola Show. Arla, talk about that ability of yours to kind of have that motherly feeling and kind of watch out for everybody and be a good leader.
Well, I've been fortunate enough to hold leadership positions on both the school's field hockey and basketball team the last couple of years. So it's been definitely a privilege to be able to step up in a position that not everyone is always able to fulfill. But we also have a great leadership program at the school. There's captains classes, kind of, I guess you could call them, where we go in, all the captains from the seasonal teams come in, and we talk about some ways to motivate people, how to communicate between the coach and the players, and that's been a really great experience for me, and I'm fortunate to have that going into the next level.
And doing all these sports, but doing the powerlifting that you do, talk about how you're able to fit everything in.
Powerlifting actually fits in really well with my schedule between field hockey and basketball and just being involved in school. I'm really lucky that it fit in that way. And like Claude was saying earlier, the output you get is what you put in too. And I think I've put in a lot of work to be able to use powerlifting as a way to set me apart in my other sports, but also as something that I've come to really enjoy over the last 4 years.
Let's talk about the field hockey and the basketball component there at Abington Heights and being around those teammates, what that experience was like, and being coached by other people.
I've had really great opportunities to work with other coaches. It's kind of funny, actually. My field hockey coach is my cousin, so it's been a really great way for us to become closer as a family. And my little sister plays field hockey as well, and I'm really fortunate to have shared the field with her. She's the defender to my midfield, so we work together a lot on the field, and she's been very patient with me over the last couple of years. I've also really enjoyed working with Mrs. Klingman in basketball. It's certainly not my best sport, but I go there and I love it, and I love being on the team. I love the teammates I play with. I've had really great experiences with both, and they definitely are different than the powerlifting family I have too. The
National Honor Society obviously is something that you hold close to yourself with a 3.9 grade point average. Talk about just being so dedicated there academically.
You definitely have to have both the grades and the ability to balance your time in terms of playing sports. If your grades aren't good, you can't compete, and that's not fair to your teammates. You have to be dedicated both in the classroom and on the field so that your team gets the best out of everything.
Let's talk about your sibling.
Hattie is a sophomore at Abington as well. Not only is she a field hockey player, but she also plays lacrosse as well, which is something I wish I could have gotten into a little bit. And so I'm glad she's getting the opportunity to play that sport there too.
And for you, you're going to continue that academic and field hockey career at Ithaca Sports Media, and I'm sure that's pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. I'm going to have some really great coaches there, some really great teammates, and I'm also excited to go into a field that is a little bit different than what a lot of other people do.
We haven't gotten an opportunity to really talk much about powerlifting because there's so many other things you do and things that you do well, but take us through what you enjoy about powerlifting and your favorite lift.
My favorite lift is definitely deadlift. My technique is not the best in it, but it's nice to be able to talk about it with people who aren't really in the sport, and they hear like your numbers, especially in the deadlift, and they're like, wow, that's insane. Like, that's really cool. So it's kind of cool to be able to talk about that with other people. As a whole, though, I really do love coming to practice every day or every couple days, and it'll be something I miss next year. It's very different than the other sports I've participated in growing up, and it's definitely a very close team since we don't have as many people on it, but it's something I've really enjoyed, and I'm definitely going to miss in college.
Not many sports. It's not polite to ask somebody's weight, but I guess for wrestling or for weightlifting, you can ask what your weight is. So what weight are you competing at, and then how much are you able to deadlift?
I compete in the 72 kilo weight class, which is about 158 pounds, but I actually am very below that. I'm at like 148 pounds. So there's definitely a large difference between me and some of my competitors in what they're lifting, and that definitely plays a role in where I place in competition.
And the amount you're able to lift so far, the best number you hit?
My best deadlift was about 300 pounds at Nationals this year. My best bench, is about 120, and my best squat is 185.
All right. I'll let the big number in the deadlift, 300 pounds, just so people get a little perspective out there. All those guys driving around in their car, back in the day, what they used to do. And I don't know that many have even gotten to that number, but, it's great to hear what you're doing a lot of great stuff. And the final question is your role model, your dad, Brian Davis. Talk about your relationship with him and how he continues to inspire you.
He definitely inspires me in both athletics and just as a person as a whole. He coaches our wrestling team, or he's an assistant coach, and so he's been able to really give me some good tips over the years, and he's always supported me in everything I do, but especially powerlifting. He really loves weight training and that sort of thing, exercise in general. He's a phys ed teacher, so he's always supported me in everything I do, whether it's in the classroom, in National Honor Society, Unified Track, everything I do. He's definitely my number one fan.
Well, you continue to be successful, Arla. We wish you the best at Ithaca, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, we still got Bodie Lacoe coming our way, and, of course, his brother was pretty darn successful. Rachel Klein is with us. We're going to get to both of them coming up, and, of course, we'll hear a little more from Coach Claude Welcome with the Abington Heights Powerlifting Team. Carmen DiFrancesco, the football coach for Berwick. He'll be joining us shortly here on the show, and Wyoming area track and field. So still a lot of fun stuff coming up here on the John Mendola Show. Pick up a copy of our baseball and softball magazine. You could do so at Athletic Republic locations in Moosic and Dallas. You could grab a copy today at Keeley's Pub, located over there in Kingston. Want to thank our friends at the Overbrook Restaurant in the Back Mountain section in Dallas. Knockley Pharmacy, located in Hanover Township. Ellie's Pizza in Wilkes-Barre. Our friends at Daniel J. Hughes Funeral Home in Wilkes-Barre. And also Corbett Insurance with a handful of locations at the Back Mountain, Nanticoke, and a new one in Kingston. Let's head out now to our local State Farm insurance agent, Noreen Thomas. Break like a good neighbor. Noreen Thomas in Clark Summit is there. We'll be back on WILK.